Welcome to Bad Granny, Introduction to Motorsports. And this is basically, we're going to talk about Waterfield and the Caribbean Championships that just took place here. But before we do that, we're going to talk about and we're going to show you amazing old footage and pictures of the history of Waterfield from before I was even around. So I spoke to Gordon Gonzalez and he put me onto Narayan and Zoas, and he gave us all this old footage that people had collected and compiled and gotten from TTT and so forth. And I mean, this stuff is amazing. I'm watching this stuff and I'm seeing some of my friends when they were young, they didn't even have hair on their face yet. And you know, people that you've heard about when they were young, before they even started racing. Some of the cars that were around, the open wheel cars that I've only heard about and never even seen, they're going to be on this episode. It's epic, it's crazy. You like cars and racing and Waterfield, you want to see this.
I'm Gordon Gonzalez. I've been racing cars for over 40 years now. Waterfield meant the ability to have somewhere to express my love of racing. And it was so for many others, I'm sure. It was a place that, and I always will, relate to some of the best experiences in my life as a racing enthusiast.
So old Waterfield was amazing. The cars, the pictures, the history. Racing has been going on there since the 70s, even before the 70s, right? We had open wheel cars, things from England, things from the States, things from all over the world that came down here to race and then left and ended up somewhere else in the world, if it's back to England or even all the way to Australia. Famous race cars that have come through Trinidad and people have raced. We had some amazing drivers. The track was amazing. The things you used to see, you know, you used to go up there, build up an entire track for the weekend. You used to put, I think it was branches off the coconut or the palm trees and then put a tarpaulin over the top, and that used to be the pits back in the day. You know, the noise of the rotary engines, the RX2s and the RX7s were amazing. You know, the Escorts, the open wheel cars, that kind of stuff. I mean, the sound and the smell from long ago was just ridiculous. And to have all that in Trinidad, and all that used to go on here a long time ago and, you know, doesn't really go on here now, it just kind of confuses people and confuses myself, you know. And why should it be like that? We have all this amazing talent and resources and people that love cars and racing here. We should just make it happen.
Having a racetrack would make all the difference, because there would be a venue, a place, whether you enjoy drag racing, circuit racing, autocross, whatever form of motorsport, karting. If we had a center for doing that type of activity, it will work wonders for all those who are interested in the sport, their families. It would be a great tourism attraction. We see that happening big time now in Barbados with their revamped Bushy Park circuit. And in fact, I think it's helping the Barbados economy quite substantially at this stage. I think they need that help. I think it can be the same here for us in Trinidad. And I would really love to see a permanent circuit.
So what you just seen is all the epic footage and history of Waterfield, what we've had and what we dealt with. What I tell people who haven't seen it and can actually relate it now because of this old footage that we just showed. You know, it shows how important Waterfield was in our lives and in racing and in, you know, people competing and getting motorsport together for the Caribbean, not just Trinidad, and the kind of infrastructure that we had here because of the Americans building the Air Force Base and so forth, that we were so lucky to have such a big place to race, and everybody used to come here from Jamaica, Guyana, you know, Barbados to come and race with us. And that's what we need to get back, because I think Trinidad needs a place to do that. Not just with circuit racing, with rallying, with motocross, motorbikes, anything that we could put into that complex, because we are such a country or people that are driven by motorsport. We love cars here. We're car crazy, you know, in Trinidad. So coming up next is Bad Granny's experience at the Caribbean Championships that just took place. What Waterfield looks like now. Are we going to get it back?
At Beacon, we make what seems impossible available to everyone. Why pay the whole premium when it can be managed one affordable slice at a time? It's the most ridiculously convenient thing to happen in insurance. Call us at Beacon today to find out more about paying your premiums one slice at a time. Beacon, switched on.
You just got into a car accident. Now you have to fix it and you don't have a cent. Don't worry, be happy. Your home got flooded out and you've lost it all, and chances to recover start to look very small. Don't worry, be happy.
Want to live the worry-free life today? Call us at Beacon or log on to beacon.co.tt. Beacon Insurance. Switched on.
We're here at the Caribbean Championship, the second leg. We have been hosting this second leg and then we move on to Guyana. What happened here today is we have a massive crowd. We have over about 20,000 people turn up here today, and the event is going great. God bless us with weather, and Wallerfield is the place to be. Today we have cars from Guyana, Jamaica, Barbados, Suriname taking part in this event. We have over 67 cars taking part today, and the grid is full. The people here who are here today are really enjoying themselves. Families, this is a family sport. Children with the parents, you know, they are at the back with the barbecue pit and they are really having fun. This is what motor racing is all about. Take him.
So we're up here at Waterfield. It's amazing. The track is ridiculous. I haven't seen so many people in tents here. I don't think ever I in my life have seen it like this, you know. The organization at Titasa is great. I'm getting to see old friends, you know, old cars I've seen before. So we're gonna head off to the pits and we're gonna start talking to people and see how many of my old friends are here, you know. But it's amazing, the smell, the noise. To see this old track, it just raises something in you, you know, and I just hope that this can keep going. So we're in the pits and I'm walking around. I mean, the pits is lined with cars. I'm walking down the road and I see a rally car. Zacharias and the Liquid Molly Caterham, the Lotus, and he's here and I'm like, Zach, what are you doing here? He's like, man, I just changed tires and I'm racing. This is the rally car, the crazy boy, sideways everywhere with the motorcycle engine in it, you know? It's great to see.
Zach Waddle, GT3 class. We came second in our first race, and hopefully this next race we'll do even better if all the cars break down. It's a good day. Just had one race so far, so 2 more. And the car's cold now, it's running a bit hot, but hopefully in the first few laps we'll intimidate them and they'll break down and we'll slow down towards the end.
I have been racing for way back in the 70s, in the days of Frankie Boudreau and these fellas. And I taken a rest after the track closed down and I got into the gravel high speed. So it's nice to be back here, but I've been doing it approximately 15, 17 years now. It's been a fun event so far. I mean, I think it's more exciting to be here in Waterfield. It's something that I think we've all been longing for, and it's a great opportunity for us to try and get back the motorsport into the country. I think a lot of people looking forward to it. We've missed it, and I'm looking forward to come back again. Yeah.
So you're walking through the pits and the first thing we see is the Megan Cup car with the Skyline engine in it, right, that Franklin is driving. And he's here with the guy from Holland, he's driving it as well. And I mean, this thing is fat and low and wide. Jesse really like them, buddy, and fast.
Okay, Franklin Boudram, Renault Megane V6 trophy car from the Euro Cup Series, World Series.
Yep.
Okay, our first race today, I have only had just about an hour and a half seat time in the car. You would appreciate a car like this. It's a very sophisticated car. It depends on suspension and tuning. So we had Franz, who is the team owner from Europe. He's here with me, and my engineers are here with me from Europe.
Hello, I'm Frans Verschuur from Holland. It's my first time here in Trinidad for the first race after 9 years. It's a fantastic accommodation. The public and the crowd are very good. I'm very excited about the race. It was a very heavy race against the other car, but on the end we win. And I'm very happy to drive for Trinidad, and I hope to come here more because it's a fantastic country.
At Beacon, we make what seems impossible available to everyone. Why pay the whole premium when it can be managed one affordable slice at a time? It's the most ridiculously convenient thing to happen in insurance. Call us at Beacon today to find out more about paying your premiums one slice at a time. Beacon, switched on.
Today, we're here to talk about bandeau belts. There's 2 types of belts. There's the conventional V-belt and there's the flat rib belt. This comes on a lot of the older cars, and this comes on a lot of the newer cars. So the flat rib belt, which comes on more of the newer model cars, will actually have a tensioner built into the engine if it doesn't use a tensioner on the power steering or the alternator. So it's a little harder to get tight because it runs all the accessories. It's just one belt. Normally I would tell you, if you don't exactly know what you're doing, get a mechanic to help you with this belt. Unless of course there's a tensioner where you pull back and you set a little pin and then you change out the belt and then release the tensioner, which is very easy to do. And basically it will tension the belt for itself. If you have to basically find the tension on the belt, the best thing to do is to go back to a mechanic and let him do it. Because such a big belt, you'll find that it'll be loose, it'll make noise, but if you tighten it too tight, it'll probably put strain on your bearings and your pulleys and so forth, causing damage. The older conventional V-belt is pretty easy to tension. I like to tension it so that when you roll it over, you can just get it at a 90 degree. So once you slacken the alternator and remove the old belt, right, you just make sure that your pulleys are clean, you know, they don't have anything stuck in them, especially if the belt popped and it has a piece stuck in the channel of the pulley. Fit the belt on, right? Pull the alternator back out. Put some tension on it. Tighten up the bolt. Check tension. So you should be able to pull it. And that should be good enough.
You just got into a car accident. Now you have to fix it and you don't have a cent. Don't worry, be happy. Your home got flooded out and you've lost it all, and chances to recover start to look very small. Don't worry, be happy.
Want to live the worry-free life today? Call us at Beacon or log on to beacon.co.tt. Beacon Insurance. Switched on.
So, the big battle of the day, or one of the big battles of the day, was between Christian Jeffrey in F09 and Franklin in his Megan Cup car. And it was amazing, man. Jeffrey was out in front from the beginning, and this Megan Cup car was right behind him trying to catch up the whole time. And then on the second lap, basically he lost third gear. So he had this thing down the straight. He was leaving the Cup car down the straight. And then in the back section, Cup car was running up on him because obviously he was in the wrong gear, either too high or too low. And besides the fact that he lost the gear, the battle was still on. He was still in front until almost to the second to the last lap, destroyed the gearbox. And that was it. Race over, Cup car in front.
I'm Christian Jeffrey from Guyana, and I'm driving a Mitsubishi Evolution 9, as you can see. So from the get-go, I knew the Renault was in the inside, so I wanted to get a clean start. We got the clean start. I was able to beat him to corner 1, control the race, but again, in corner 2, by the second lap, I lost third gear, so he was catching me all the way to the back. So I know I had to make up a lot and capitalize on the straight when I could, but he was just all over me. But I thought I had it, but again, it just broke at the end. So it was his day today.
So Waterfield was amazing. Speaking to all the guys, old friends, new friends, seeing all the people here, seeing how happy they were to be at Waterfield, that was the highlight, But the real thing was watching the cars run, man. Hearing the noise of Waterfield, being back in that time from when I was little to being now, Let's get this thing going again.
It's so great to be here. I mean, it's so nostalgic. I mean, driving through the pit yesterday, hair on my arms rose. I mean, it's a great feeling to be here, having so much fun here today.
So I'm here with Rajendra Babulal. His dad is Doc, the famous Ziggs, right? And really and truly, I went to school with him, and it's because of him that racing started. We were 14, 15, 16 years old. We used to come up help with the dad's car, and then we built the first little escort to race, and we cut our teeth up here. We used to spend the night in here, building cars, and then racing is the next day, spend the night up here breaking in the engine, getting stuff to run, learning, and beating people. At 17 years old.
Correct.
That's what we used to do. So what you racing now?
Right now running a Group 1 car with a GA16. It's a B13 Sentra. It's a good car to start with. As this is a new track, we want to feel it out, and then we can develop further from there, move up into Group 2, Group 3, Group 4, and so on.
And how nice does it feel to be here, boy? It's like home.
Oh, it's like,
yeah.
Like home. That's a good one.
Like, wow.
That's a good one. This home is like home, being back home again.
We spent too much time on blood and thing up here.
Yeah. Lots of good times, good memories. good family bonding experiences.
Plenty mosquito.
Yeah. Some of that. Yeah.
So, you're feeling great to be racing.
Very good. I can't wait to see you on the track next.
Hopefully soon, I'm feeling it too.
You have a nice RX-7 there.
I know, boy. Too nice, boy. You know, and all the men go like to rub me down.
We have fiberglass parts for that, man.
Thanks, sir.
All right, Jason. Thanks again.
So the epic legend of Waterfield is being written once more. And you know, what more can you ask for? The people, the cars, the smell, it was organized so well, all the tents, the fact that Titasa pulled this off, 20,000 people, new kids getting to see stuff that they've only heard about. What more can you want? Let's keep writing the story of Waterfield.
At Beacon, we make what seems impossible available to everyone. Why pay the whole premium when it can be managed one affordable slice at a time? It's the most ridiculously convenient thing to happen in insurance. Call us at Beacon today to find out more about paying your premiums one slice at a time. Beacon, switched on.
You just got into a car accident. Now you have to fix it and you don't have a cent. Don't worry, be happy. Your home got flooded out and you've lost it all, and chances to recover start to look very small. Don't worry, be happy.
Want to live the worry-free life today? Call us at Beacon or log on to beacon.co.tt. Beacon Insurance. Switched on.
So Jane from PR is in charge of making sure that Bad Granny fulfills their social responsibilities. So she decided to head down and see Mrs. Sharon Ingerfield from Arrive Alive to get her take on what having a track again means.
Hi Sharon, thanks for taking the time to meet with us today. I just want to chat with you a little bit about your thoughts on bringing a racetrack back to Trinidad. Do you think it would help the drivers out there get their sort of energy out on racing and they wouldn't take it out on the roads necessarily, or do you think it would have a negative impact?
Well, first of all, thank you for having us on your show. I certainly think a racetrack would be a great idea. It's time to get the reckless drivers off the roads, and I'm not saying that a lot of the reckless drivers are racing drivers. However, 90% of all fatalities in our country are male. So 90% of the drivers being male have a lot of energy, a lot of testosterone, and I think it's high time we have a track where we can teach driving skills, driver's ed, training our drivers, defensive driving, and it would be fabulous to have a track that incorporates all of those, all kinds of driving skills, because with safer drivers, it's part of a safe systems approach to road safety, and a safe systems approach incorporates the fact that if you have excellent drivers, excellent roads, and excellent vehicles, there would be a huge reduction in serious collisions and therefore fatalities.
Right, okay. So Sharon, do you think a racetrack would actually make drivers more road responsible?
I certainly think it would help because you're teaching the skill, the skill of driving, and I think a lot of people suffer from a lack of education, a lack of training, where drivers' education is concerned. You know, Arrive Alive is not about killjoy. We're about having fun, living a balanced life, but also being responsible. And I mean, anybody who knows us and our family knows that we have fun, we enjoy ourselves, we enjoy life. But when you take the law into your own hands, when you're irresponsible and you cause pain to others, that's where the buck stops. And therefore I do believe that a track teaching proper driving skills, proper driver training will add value to road safety.
So, in your opinion, how serious do you think that these road fatalities are in Trinidad?
Very serious, because every life counts, every life is important, and the fact that we rate as one of the worst for traffic fatalities in the world tells you that something must be done about it. And that's why we talk about this safe systems approach and safer drivers, safer vehicles, safer roads, because if that is all worked together in tandem, you would have plenty less fatal collisions, plenty less serious collisions. The fact that our fatalities is 114 versus last year, which was 123, a 4% decrease, means some families are not grieving, less families are not grieving this year than they were last year. But certainly in the last 8 years, we've had a track record of too many fatalities on our nation's roads. In 2013, we actually had a 21% decrease, which is fabulous. And if we continue and keep the pressure on, keep the education going, the training, the media have done a great job, hopefully this year we will have a further decrease in fatal collisions.
And what about the IRF, Sharon? What part do they play in encouraging the sport?
Well, the International Road Federation is the world body that governs car racing. They also play a huge role in road safety and have got much more involved in road safety and sponsoring and encouraging car racing drivers and sponsors to partner with road safety NGOs like Arrive Alive. And therefore, we actually did a presentation to them at the Hyatt when they were in Trinidad. Their president, Per Todd, I believe, they're very big into motorsport. They're responsible, they're the governing body, and they do encourage all their members, all their racing. Michael Schumacher is one of their main speakers with regards road safety.
So Sharon, do you think that you can help the motorsports organisations with their events to ensure that they are operating at an international safety standard and hereby inviting more sports tourism into the country?
I certainly think that we can partner with any sports organisation, particularly the motorsport, and once we focus on our genuine purpose, being safety, road safety, and on the actual sporting event, I think it would be a great partnership.
Thank you so much for meeting with us today, Sharon, and we look forward to seeing Arrive Alive a lot more on Bad Granny.
Thank you for having us on the programme.
So what can I say about Waterfield? You know, I grew up there, I had a lot of fun when I was young, I had a lot of fun when I got older, and to go up there and see it again, you know, it just brought back a lot of memories and makes you feel happy, you know, especially when you love cars and it's an outlet for you, and to see so many people enjoying it. And you know, that was just one little time. I'm sure we could get 30, 40, 50,000 people up there if it's well organized and put together. And you know, the government gives us backing again to build a motorsports facility. So whether it's Waterfield or not, I think it's an amazing thing we get to do. And the fact that I got to see all this old footage and these old pictures and all that old stuff about Waterfield and find out more about the cars and the people that used to race them, I mean, that is just classic. You can't ask for anything more. And we got to talk to Arrive Alive, which is a very important part of us. A lot of people now are getting damaged or hurt or even dying on our roads. So it's all great. It's a positive thing and we should get behind it.